W2. Then I'm going to do Walmart Sport as early as I possibly can because there is incentives galore. You know, I ended up working yesterday. I didn't get out till about 4 o'clock because of the W2. I still got 6 deliveries done. Did some quick hitters. Somewhat due to that's all that was available. A lot of drivers out. There wasn't any peak pay or whatever you want to call that. For a lot of the time that I worked, because with all these incentives, you better believe there was a lot of drivers. Plus, at night, I had to go down towards Manchester Road, and that's where one of the incentives are. That's the only store that's not kind of in the city. But there wasn't any, even for an instance of how busy it was yesterday, there weren't even any deliveries out of Shrewsbury at night, or very few, no shopping orders. Yeah, I ended up doing 3 curbsides last night. You know, what happens is when nobody will do the .com orders, what some stores do is they split them up. 2 or 3 of the deliveries I did last night were one item. You know, and one went 1.5 miles and one went 2.8 miles. I also had 2 cans, which I was right at the store anyway. It doesn't matter, but yeah, you know, you get paid almost nothing. But it is what it is. If I had those 2 deliveries though, I could have hit the 18 incentive, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about all the incentives we have here in South St. Louis. I've been talking about keep your zone in the zone you most work in, because that's where you want them to send your incentives, and they are zone specific, and they can continue to be zone specific. So don't think that you're going to be able to switch zones and still get your incentive for how many deliveries. Well, all of a sudden there's just tons and tons of store specific incentives, and you know, so here's the incentives I did yesterday. 6 on one that has to be done today. It's 10 deliveries, $70, right? So I made so that is $7 a delivery. So I made 7 times 6, $42 in incentives on that one. And then there's another one that if you do 10 deliveries, you get $30 for the 2 days. If you get 18, you get 70. But I'm working, so I can't get 18. If I would have got those 2 deliveries, maybe, but I didn't get them. So blah blah blah. So that's another 30. I got so that's $3 a delivery. I got 6 on that one too. So on those 2, really I just need 4 more, and then I could be kind of a free agent. Now there's also a shopping incentive that runs all the way through next Wednesday. It's only 10 deliveries. I've already got, even though I did 3 shopping orders, one of them wasn't in that little incentive. But it's all stores that I would go to anyway, and I already got 2 of those knocked out. So, and that's $10 a delivery. So just in incentives, 42 plus 9 is 51, plus 20 is 71. With that, I almost paid $200 in 4 hours last night. So right on, you know what I mean? My deposit's way over 500 right now. I got some tips coming still too, $1,750. So what's the strategy? Head straight for the incentive for just these 2 days that are store specific. That's $7 a delivery. That makes just about anything worth it that I would do anyway. Though I'm not doing anything I wouldn't normally do. Gotta pay, $6. The ones that I did that were one item were 6 and 7, $10 a mile. So blah blah blah. So what I'll do is I'll drive right in between the 2 stores that you really don't want to work at night, because I'll still have some daylight left, and hopefully be able to work there till dark, or do deliveries that don't go down to the city. They still have deliveries that go south of there that aren't in the city that's perfectly safe. I'm just not delivering in the city at night. I'm just not doing it no matter what, no matter how safe it really is, because I just don't feel comfortable doing that. And then the Manchester Road's the other store, which is a ritzy store, but that's where everybody is. So it's slim pickings out of there. So you got to be careful about that. Hopefully, I'll be able to knock out this 10 delivery incentive before I have to go to Manchester. The only thing is about that, which kind of worries me, is I don't know if I want to be in another zone around 8 o'clock at night. I know I don't, actually. So I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to mess with my weekend incentives. So I'll probably just stay in the South Zone somewhere, somehow, or just come home after I hit the incentives. If there's nothing going on, there'll probably be stuff going on, right? It's Friday. So how much will I make on these incentives? I just made a video. There were no midweek incentives, and then that night they drop all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's a Sam's Club incentive, there's .com incentives, all kinds of incentives. I mean, wow. But as long as they're in the South Zone, I'm going to keep that up, just because it's the weekend. I don't want any chance of missing out on any incentives for the weekend, because this is it, right? I have my W-2. Now next week should be a slow week at the W-2, but I don't want to miss out on any big weekend incentive, which I think could be happening. And there'll probably be city incentives. So I don't want to miss out on that. I do know somebody that worked out in St. Charles last weekend. They didn't get any. A lot of those incentives are based on how much you work and all that kind of stuff, because I don't get as many incentives as I used to, I can tell you that. But lately I've been working a little bit more, so blah, blah, blah. So just going to try to make this money, Sonny! Let's get it! So on these incentives, I'll make 70, 30, and 100. Just on those incentives. That's before the weekend! Well, one of them runs through the weekend, but so I have $200 in incentives, working on $200 in incentives before the weekend even starts. Right on. Last weekend I made $195 on weekend incentives. So it is what it is, baby.